Okay,
Good.
now we're live. That's great.
Yeah.
It's a good start.
Yeah.
Um, so let's talk about Hong Kong then. No, let's talk about UTAS. So the initial thing that sparked my reaction is I heard on the radio, and I heard someone say in person that
Yeah.
they thought um, that Chinese people were okay. So there was this whole huge controversy in Hong Kong between Hong Kongers and Chinese, people in Beijing specifically, I think.
Yeah.
And what do you know about that,
Mainline
Vincent?
China. Yeah. It's like I've been watching the whole situation for about weeks. It's like people in mainland China and also in Hong Kong have like Hong Kong protests is really now a really big topic in the news. Um, for the last few days, they blocked the international airport in Hong Kong. It's really impeccable. But here in UTAS, there's a controversy between these two groups. I have really don't have really know about it.
And that's
Yeah,
perfectly good and fine, and why we got to talk about it. So
yeah,
the thing that struck me is there's Hong Kong people at UTAS
yeah,
putting up posters on the walls and things like that,
yeah.
talking about uh,
Asking for freedom, free speech,
yep,
election. It's kind of something.
yep,
I got it.
all that sort
Yeah,
of stuff. Exactly it.
yeah.
Um,
Reasonable.
and what I heard on the radio
Yeah.
was that apparently, uh, and from in
Students
person,
in mainland China want to tear them out of the board or that kind of thing.
sort of. The thing that got my attention was someone thought that Chinese people were going to go around and kill anyone that took down the posters that they were putting up. And I feel like that is huge as a rumor, as a statement, and
Yeah,
not
right.
it doesn't sound very accurate at all.
It's like threat.
So
It's like mainland students trying to threat the Hong Kongese students. It's like that.
hmm.
Okay. I
So
got a little feeling about it. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of. Okay. During the search, I would like to talk about a little about how people in Hong Kong or people in mainland China have to see this protests. Yeah, is that okay?
yeah,
Yeah, it's like the media is really playing an important role in this protest or this propaganda campaign in both sides. You know, people, mainland students here also have the access to both sides of the information. But most of them really focusing on the media of the mainland source. It's like how to say that? It's like controlled and censored. It's like that. But it's not the most important stuff. Is um, if you only see things from one side, you can't see the whole truth. You got that?
yeah, yep. That's definitely true.
Yeah. What have you searched?
Okay, so from what I found, this whole thing at UTAS was about a whole bunch of Hong Kong students putting up posters,
Yeah.
and apparently there was some Chinese students that didn't want the posters up,
Yeah.
and I think there may have been some communication issues. But I don't think there's
Mm,
been any threats of killing other people or anything like that. I think that's fairly mediated and a bit over the top. I
yeah.
think that's gone out of hand a little bit. And
Yep.
from what a few uni students have told me, they've been at the university the last few days, last few weeks, and they haven't really noticed anything. When I said that there was something, yeah, when I said that there was something, semi-big, seemingly going on at the uni, they were like, "What's going on? I'm sitting here right now, and nothing seems to be happening." So I feel like a lot of it is just the media. Like, there's not a lot happening there. It's really good because the university is
Working on this.
So yeah, they're definitely working on it. Police are being aware because
No.
if there's threats of like people killing other people or whatever, they're being
They
very
should be.
aware.
They should be aware of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I also
UTAS
saw
is actually
reports- I also saw reports in Queensland University. I believe there's a physical clash between these two groups. Last week or the week before, yeah. Queensland University, I believe.
okay.
I saw the news.
So the interesting thing that I found out was that the University of Tasmania is actually endorsing a lot of these Hong Kong students and saying that they should be allowed to protest what they want. So that's really cool.
Yeah, I also believe so. If you are not agree with, put another poster. It's like, I believe it's how it works.
Yeah, and from what I've also read online, neither Chinese students or Hong Kong students think that physical violence or anything like that is endorsed or good. And
It's
that's
also good.
that's very positive as well.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if there's actually anything happening. And that's the whole reason we talk about it. Because so many people... I know a few people are worried. They're like, oh, but what about the uni students? What if they get hurt? What if they're harmed? Should I be worried about going to UTAS because of all this?
That's a good clear.
I don't think they should be worried because there doesn't seem to be anything really happening. And what they're worried about is probably mediated, as I've said a few times.
Yeah, it's good to know. It's really good to know.
Yeah.
So, what do you have to say about this Hong Kong protest?
About the
as
actual
far as
Hong
you
Kong.
know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if we get to the
Alright,
actual
you-
issue that's happening between Hong Kong and Beijing,
Yeah.
apparently the whole protesting started because of this word called extradited. Extradited, I think is the one.
Yeah.
I'll put it on the stream for a moment.
It is
Extradited?
It would be.
So, what that means is, I think basically,
Hong
it's
Kong will
there's this
enforce the law into practice, but Hong Kong is worried about the pressure from Beijing, kind of that stuff. Yeah.
Yep. Exactly. So apparently there's always been like this thing since 1997, this legislation, that it's one country, but they have two laws / systems. So Hong Kong has a different system to what Beijing does. And in comparison, the brief overall summary of it, this isn't to say it is this way or it's not, but is that China apparently has a bit more like tighter control on people, I suppose, or is a bit more like what's the word? It values security quite a bit, and there's a lot of censorship and things like that.
Yeah.
And then Hong Kong is a lot less restrictive, I suppose, and a bit more more leaning towards civil rights and improving those.
Yeah.
So the worry is that if they want to try and get criminals and people like that from Hong Kong to be able to take trials in Beijing and I think
Yeah,
is the main point of it. And
yeah,
people in
yeah.
Hong
This is
Kong,
a startup.
they're worried about that because
Yeah,
they feel that once they're moved into Beijing, they're going to be under
yes.
different laws.
Unfair law system is like that. It's like that. Okay?
And that's
Yeah.
pretty much what has brought about all this, I think. It's just Hong
Yeah.
Hong Kongers don't really want the same sort of judicial systems. I think that's the word.
Yeah.
Ju-
Judica.
Judical. Thank
Judicial.
you.
No. Judicial.
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 Judicial. Judicial
Yeah.
systems. There we go.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the start of the movement of this whole about 8 or 10 weeks of protest.
Mm.
It's like, okay, I agree with them to ask for their rights of freedom, of free speech, of election, of the against the extradited law, whatever law that is.
Yep.
I agree with them. Yeah, the fight for it was good until some point that violence came out.
Mm.
Yeah, the news that the day before yesterday,
Uh,
when they took over the international airport in Hong Kong.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Tell me about this. I
Yeah,
don't think I heard about this one.
yeah, it's like they for Monday and Tuesday, I believe they took over the international airport in Hong Kong for 2 days, and all the flights in or out of Hong Kong has been cancelled.
Okay.
Yeah, and during in Tuesday, they just tortured and attacked a reporter in mainland Hong Kong.
Okay.
Okay, that's what I cannot tolerate it until that point. When violence came out.
Yep.
I think they are asking for good thing for their rights, but when violence comes out, it becomes ugly. You know that it becomes ugly.
Mm. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I don't think anyone really wants to see violence.
yeah, but it seems like I don't think that most Hong Kongers want violence in that way.
Mm.
Yeah, so the things got more complicated. I don't know where it went, where it will go. It's like Chinese, the Beijing really want the thing calm down, but they really can't use forces to stop this, I believe.
Mm. Yep.
Yeah, so the things really got complicated. It also affects all the students overseas. Yeah, what they saw, what they hear, what they have on the social media is really have an impact on them.
Yeah, definitely. No matter where
Yeah.
they're living, it's gonna have a huge impact.
Yeah, but the social media here or in Beijing is really kind of two word. It's like they have total different views on the same thing.
Mm. Actually, you're right. You're
Yeah.
definitely right.
Yeah.
And that makes
I
me
can
think
give-
about how
Yeah.
the Chinese government and stuff is portraying this because they do a lot of self-censorship.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure
Um,
what people are being told.
Okay, I can give you an example.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
If you're sure.
during one protest in the evening, I believe, I don't remember the date, a girl has been shot in her right eye.
Okay.
Okay, it's really a big thing. The social media in mainland China, also the traditional media in mainland China, has said that the girl was shot by her teammate.
Okay.
Yeah, but the things on Twitter or the Twitter of the leader of the protest, they said that the girl was shot by the riot police.
Okay.
So this is a total
It's-
different story.
Yeah, it definitely is. It portrays it completely differently.
Yeah, I have no idea which one is the truth.
Mm.
So if people only watch, people only see news on the mainland social media, it's really like, oh, she's really a dumbass. She got shot by her teammates. It's like that.
Yeah.
She deserves it. But I can't find out the truth.
Mm.
That's the problem. It's the fake news in social media, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't tell which one is a fake, which one is the truth.
They could be saying that, like, Australia actually hates Chinese, and like, would you believe it? You wouldn't know.
Yeah, kind of it. It's like when things got when it's like the U.S. and China has a trade war going on.
Yes. Yes. I was actually going to bring
Yeah,
this
yeah.
point up later, but yeah, we can jump into this now if you want.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, when things got intense, and the negative news of U.S. came out from the social media in mainland China. It's always like that.
Hmm. So, I mean, we can lead into that if you really want.
Yeah.
'Cause
I don't know.
that's-
I just jump everywhere.
That's an interesting conversation.
Yeah.
Maybe first I'll jump back a little bit. So we know how they want to try and get people from Hong Kong extradited to Beijing.
Yeah.
Now, I said that this Hong Kongers don't really want this because they feel like they're going to lose their rights in Beijing.
Yeah, they don't believe in the laws and the law enforcement in
And this is
China,
just
mainland China, Beijing. Yeah.
Yeah, and this is just from something I've read online, so it's not my personal belief, and I don't know what's happening. No one really does, I guess. But some things apparently in China are that, let's see, there's apparently a higher rate of torture, denial of legal rights, and there's forced televised confessions. Now, this was all kind of new to me. And this is from people that are supposedly from Hong Kong that have been to China and are saying that we know this happens because we've been to Beijing a few times. So I'm not sure how truthful that is or how much value there is to it. But just seeing those sorts of responses and those sorts of rumors and stuff lying around is going to be enough for people in Hong Kong to not want the same sort of rights as people that in Beijing have, especially when they're on jury in a trial, and they could be sentenced to death and stuff. Now, apparently, Beijing's also trying to give special. They're trying to make like a special treatment sort of thing where, if people from Hong Kong do go to Beijing, then they'll be given somewhat different penalties and stuff that are less harsh, especially on like death sentences and things like that, and executions.
But people are scared. Scared. Not trust in this law system in Beijing it's kind of like that.
Yeah. They're definitely gonna feel like that.
I can neither tell what the law enforcement in Beijing is like. I never experienced that.
Yeah.
I can. Yeah.
No, you're right.
Yeah. But they're scared for a reason, and I believe they want to fight for it. It's good. So, all the things started as good purposes,
Yeah. So I definitely agree with that. So that's why Hong Kongers don't want this extradited. They don't want to be extradited.
Yeah.
They don't want these laws to change, and they feel like the moment that they let a law like this change, the rest of the laws are going to suddenly start changing too. And
the law is originally it's really how did the law came out. It's like Hong Kongers got killed in Taiwan, I believe. Is that?
okay.
Yeah, a couple of Hong Kongers came to Taiwan and got killed, and they want to extradite, but they don't have extradited laws between Hong Kong and Taiwan.
Yep.
So they want to introduce this law, but it maybe brought to mainland China and got people feel angry about this.
Yeah, you know what? That's pretty much exactly what I was going to start saying.
Yeah.
Because apparently there was also a case where a woman in Beijing, she was killed, and apparently the prime suspect for that case has gone to Hong Kong. And because they're in Hong Kong, the people in Beijing can't actually go over there because they're not allowed to be extradited.
Yeah.
So they're also saying that this is a big case, and they should have this law in China, because then they'll be able to trial people in Hong Kong, because it's kind of like a safe haven for... It could be a safe haven for criminals and things like that, and refugees and etc.
But people may feel like if they say something bad about Beijing or some kind of other stuff, they may be extradited to Beijing too.
Yeah,
That
definitely.
kind of stuff, yeah.
And I feel like a lot of the people in China are going to feel like saying, hey, how come Hong Kong gets this special treatment? We're all treated like this and we survive fine. You should be treated the same way.
No way, you can't say that in social media. You can't.
You can't. You absolutely can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
Yeah. I mean, it just sounds like it's... So you've got one part that's saying, hey, we're fairly strict on people. The other side saying, we're not fairly strict on people. And they're always going to view the opposite as something bad. So the people that are really relaxed in Hong Kong, they're going to say, hey, we don't want all these rules and stuff pressed upon us because we like our freedom. The people in China are going to say, hey, these people don't have any freedom. They're probably running riot, and they're just going to... They're all probably criminals, and they don't have a good law enforcement. And people from there are probably going to come over here and start murdering us or something. Like, I don't know. They're probably going to think something crazy like that. When it sounds like it's really just two cultures that are a bit split, and they just have different law enforcement.
Yeah, actually, yes. It's like Hong Kong has been in rule of British for a couple of years. I don't know. It's like, so when Hong Kong got returned in 1997, I believe that's the time. Yeah, they have a deal with the British have a deal with the Chinese government that in 2047, that means in 50 years time.
Yep, that's definitely true. I read
the whole
this.
system, yeah. It's like the whole system is like the now system is like one country, two systems. Yeah, the whole one country, two system may become like one country, one system. So people in Hong Kong are really scared of that.
Yep, they definitely are.
Yeah. I think they have the right to protest. They have the right to ask for their freedom, for their freedom of speech kind of stuff.
They definitely do.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. One of the sadder things is we can make videos and stuff on this, and we can talk about these issues. But because of a lot of the censorship, I'm guessing, in Beijing, a lot of it's probably not going to be heard by the people that probably need to hear it the most.
No way. It's like, in social media, in mainland China's social media, it's like only one voice. That's really like one voice. They're chanting for one voice. It's like, just like that.
Yeah. And that's kind of like any relationship that you could have to a person. If the communication's only one way, it's not gonna be a good relationship.
Yeah, it's never gonna be a good relationship, but that's how it works.
Mm.
You know, in Beijing, you have only one party. You can imagine, how they handle things. It's like just one way.
I mean,
It's good for them.
yeah.
Yeah.
It makes sense why they have these sorts of policies and rules and stuff over there, because they do have such a
Yeah.
huge population, and it is a
Yeah.
good way to control such a population and keep everything working
Moving
properly.
forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it does have these disadvantages.
Yeah.
So
But apparently,
it's rough.
Hong Kongers don't want it. Yeah, it's rough. I don't know where it goes. It's like been going on for about weeks. I don't really know where it will go.
Yeah.
It's difficult. It's really difficult.
It's really difficult, and like if you were to put it to a vote or something, well,
Yeah.
Hong Kong has less numbers than China, doesn't it? I mean Beijing.
Yeah, sure. But what really matters is that what Hong Kongers want. Yeah. They lived in their land. I believe it's that kind of autonomy. Yeah, they should have.
Sorry if I misspoke on that last phrase or two. Like, it's a little new
No
information for me, but
Yeah.
yeah. Still, I want to try and learn what I can at the moment and let people know.
Yeah, it's little. The thing's really complicated. You know, with the Chinese government, with the Hong Kong government, Hong Kong police force, and the protests. And the protest has multiple. Yeah, the process has multiple. How to say that? Multiple aims. It's like
Yeah.
some of them just want. I have the. Some of them just want. The right to freedom of speech, of to get rid of the extradited law.
Yep.
But some of them want Hong Kong not be a part of China.
Yeah, of course. They want their own independence. They probably like how life is right now, and to change that wouldn't be the same way that they've lived. It wouldn't be where they call home, I guess.
So they have different destinations. It's like so the things really got complicated.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So going back to this issue
No.
at UTAS. Oh, sorry, you go.
Yeah. No. Let's going back to UTAS. Yeah.
Okay, so going back to this issue at UTAS, is there any Hong Kong threats? Is there any Chinese Beijing threats? Is it like we should be careful of every Chinese student? Because I don't think it is.
I don't think there is any. It's more like personally or I don't know. It's okay. What I'm talking about. It's like in social media, back to China. It's more like getting how to say that nationalism. You know that word?
Nationalism.
Nationalism.
Yeah. I somewhat know that word.
Yeah, it's like people got love their country for no reason.
Yeah.
It's kind of that.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like when we have Australia Day, but don't look at Cronulla beach riots or something like that. But yeah, I definitely understand. It's when people just love their country.
Yeah, for no reason. It's like
They live there. They live there. That's probably the reason.
I love my country, but I love my country for a reason. It's not just because I live there.
Oh, okay.
No.
I mean, it could be.
Yeah, I love my country, but I don't love the government. Oh, that's the thing. Yeah. So it's like love the country, love the government for no reasons. So it really has an impact on the students overseas here.
Definitely.
Yeah. So it's like I believe that all the crash of two regions. It's like how to say that communication, lack of communication.
Yeah, there's definitely a lack of communication.
Yeah. They all can't sit there and just have a little talk.
But that's probably
Please.
also because I'm assuming a lot of Hong Kongers are trying to talk to people in Beijing, but
Yeah.
it's mainly just the government in Beijing that they have to talk to, the government body. And it's probably not working out too well.
I don't know.
I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like we're in Australia, you know. We can talk.
Hmm.
There's no censorship
Yeah.
from government, from Beijing, from whatever sources.
I mean,
I don't know.
we don't know.
That's-
There could be censorship from Telstra or Google or something, but yeah, other than that,
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think they have a connection with the Beijing government.
oh, probably not.
Yeah, yeah. So why don't we have a talk? It's like, nah, I don't know. People don't like to talk right now.
Huh? What was that?
You know, people don't like to talk right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, just believe what they have already believed.
Yeah, alright. So, I guess we've discussed that Hong Kong, you know what? The stuff at UTAS, not relevant. No one cares. No one knows what's going on. No one knows what's going on because nothing's really happening.
Yeah,
And it's all
that's
just
a good
mediated.
thing. But that's a good thing.
It's
Isn't
definitely
it?
a good thing.
Yeah. It's really a good thing.
So, no one should have to really worry. Hong Kongers should, feel like they can protest for sure.
Yeah.
You know what? I guess if there's students from Beijing as well and they want to protest, that's equally fine.
Yeah,
Um,
I believe.
as long as it's not getting to a point where the people from Beijing are purposely maybe putting their posters over the people from Hong Kong's.
Mhm. just put the poster beside them.
Yeah.
Beside there.
I mean, I don't know. It's just,
Yeah.
I think the whole reason of putting up posters is just so people can care about the issues, so that they can support their country.
Yeah.
Their not country.
Just showing kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Just showing their support. Yeah.
exactly. And I think that's important, and it's good that we endorse that. UTAS is
Yeah.
absolutely making the right decisions here.
Mhm.
The students have no clue what's going on, so that's nothing new at UTAS. But yep, that's cool. Would you like to talk about a different topic with me, Vincent?
Yeah, sure. What kind of topic?
Well, the same sort of topic, but slightly different. So, there was a conversation I had the other day where it was talking about, hey, what if things between China and the US get really bad and messy? And what if Australia has to get pulled into it? What happens? Because Australia is very multicultural. We have people from everywhere. I have a fair few American friends and I have a fair few Chinese friends.
Yeah.
What happens? Because apparently we have signed some sort of legal documentation saying that we're going to support America because, we want some sort of ally, I guess.
Absolutely.
But I'm not sure how, like, that's legal documentation, but I'm not sure how everyone in Australia would really feel about anything if something was to go down, like, a huge war between America and the US. The US and China.
Yeah. Okay, that's okay. It's interesting.
Yeah,
I think it's like, I think right now Australia is really trying hard to find a balance between these two giants.
yeah, I'd definitely say that. I don't
Yeah,
feel
that's
like
right.
people in Australia are really biased towards either. I feel like
Yeah.
we wouldn't be fence sitters. We wouldn't just not have any word in either.
Yeah.
But I feel like
No,
we
like-
wouldn't really want to pit one against the other either.
Yeah. I kind of feel like in this way they are trying to find a balance between these two giants, and also it's like but the focus is different. From China, it's a more economic thing, economic
some
income or
some Chinese are more what? Normie.
yeah, economic money.
Oh, economic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. From US, it's more like the cultural thing. It's like democracy or that kind of stuff, you know.
Hmm.
Yeah, so it's kind of different, but I think they're trying to find a balance between the two. I don't think.
We do trade from everywhere.
Yeah. I don't think really US and China may have a war or kind of stuff. It's not good for them.
It's not good for either
not good.
country.
Yeah, it's not
No.
good for everyone. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like if Australia had to get involved with either side, it would just be really weird because we have so many people in our country from those two countries. So it would just be like
Yeah.
fighting amongst ourselves anyway. And that
Yeah,
achieves
it's
nothing
like,
at all.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Yes, that's a good question though. Sorry, I'm not really think deep into this. It's like
Yeah.
the US and China, they have trade war, but it's just limited to the economic stuff.
It is, definitely.
Yeah. So I don't think it's really have to be a real war.
No, I don't know how it
I think
escalated to that
that way-
topic.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
somehow it did, and it made me think.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, what would I do? I don't want to pick a side.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to.
Yeah.
Australia is so neutral already and multicultural and stuff.
Yeah, that would be cool.
What else was I going to mention? Oh, so there was an article that I found. I think it was only 1 or 2 articles though. It wasn't
Yeah.
huge, so it probably doesn't affect anything. But it was
Yeah.
saying that apparently there was some within state writers in Beijing, reporters, that were saying that some of the reason that Hong Kong didn't want the legislation and stuff changed was because they were under the US's influence and Donald Trump's influence. And apparently Trump had influenced them so much, especially with this trade war sort of thing happening between the two of them, that Hong Kong is, I don't know, like the freedom and stuff that the US had.
I don't know. It's also weird, that protest. I also saw news like in the protests. The protests, they have national flag of the US.
Yeah, do they?
So yeah, actually.
Oh, okay.
They have.
So maybe there's a little bit of truth to it.
So yeah, it's like, what are they trying to say?
Either
I have no idea.
they've got
Yeah,
allies
yeah,
in the
maybe.
US. Maybe there was some US people there, because I know that if this law does pass in Hong Kong, then it doesn't just affect the people that are residents in Hong Kong, but also any foreigners that are visiting the country.
Yeah.
So if
Maybe
you go
they-
to Hong Kong and you get arrested or something, you could be taken to Beijing, where you could
Yeah,
face
that's-
potentially harsher punishments. At least that's what the rumors are saying.
Yeah.
So maybe there was
They
just some
also-
US people that like to travel to Hong Kong and they were protesting.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe they're just asking for support from US.
Yeah, they could be asking
Yeah.
for support from the US. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It could
So
be
US
anything.
Yeah, but I don't think US has a hand on this stuff. It's like they're beating
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
I mean, if they're already in a trade war, I don't think they'd want to really get involved with this stuff.
Yeah.
Individuals can definitely get involved with this stuff. It doesn't mean they have to
Yeah.
represent an entire country, though.
Yeah.
But, yeah, interesting stuff.
So the things got more complicated, with the US. Now with the US again.
Hmm. Well, I think I've just exhausted all my information. So,
Sure.
I don't know what else there is really to talk about this topic.
Yeah. I can't think of one either. Maybe we can talk about it another time.
Yeah,
Talk about it another time.
we
Yeah.
could potentially. Especially if there's some
Yeah.
more updates that happen with this.
Yeah.
Unless it's
Actually,
just, oh, they solved it and everything's fine. In which case, there's probably no need to update anyway. But
yeah, it's just like the UTAS. Everything's fine.
that's not true. Especially not during exam time periods. All the uni students will never tell you that everything's fine.
Yeah.
Unless they're in denial. But,
Yeah.
yeah, I guess we can sum up this topic by just saying that we understand the Hong Kongers' like point of view, and that they do want to maintain their rights, and that's fair enough that they want to protest for that. We're not we don't think violence is good, and some of the stuff that's happening in China, like between the two sides, isn't always great. Like a lot of the
Yeah.
violence and
It's
riots and things are probably bad.
It's becoming ugly. So yeah, I think they have the right to protest,
Yeah.
but the violence is never tolerated. That's my point of
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then Beijing, fair enough. A lot of the people there are probably do want to be treated more. They probably want people in Hong Kong to be put on trial if they potentially do something wrong, and they're over there in hiding because they can't be extradited from Hong Kong.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's easy to understand both points of view. Some people want more control. Some people don't want to be controlled.
Yeah. Yes. If you stand on either side of the party, you understand that.
Yeah.
But this whole thing's get more complicated,
Mm.
and it seems like not gonna end in a short time.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And is there some sort of solution for this?
I don't know.
From what I can tell, it's really difficult. We're just two people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just a student. I'm a student.
Two people can
From my
make a
point.
small difference. They can have some
Yeah.
sort of influence, but it's an issue that's bigger than any one individual,
Yeah.
and it doesn't seem like something that's going to be solved very easily.
Yeah.
Like, if you have a friend and you and them are fighting over, like, who gets the last cookie on the table, right? Imagine if there's suddenly your friend has 1,000 friends and you have 1,000 friends, and
Oh my
you're
God.
you're all arguing over who gets that cookie. Like, there's just more voices, more opinions. It gets more difficult. So this will take a while.
Yeah. It actually is.
Mm. So hopefully, I don't know, there's some sort of middle ground play that's found out, that's discussed between them.
I've no hurt, no kills.
Like,
just be
potentially,
safe.
like, what if Hong Kongers were to get extradited, right? And then for some of the more serious crimes and things, they were trialed in Hong Kong. But what if Beijing actually adopted some of Hong Kong's laws? That would be interesting. That would be really neat. I don't think they would, because they'd want to keep their control on their power and like how they.
I don't think they will.
I don't think they will.
Yeah.
But that would be interesting, wouldn't it?
Yeah, we can imagine that, but that will never happen. From my point of view, from my it's like 20.
If Hong
more
Kong
than 20
enforced,
years living in China.
yeah, it would be great. I can't see
Yeah.
it happening, but like that would do something.
Great. Yeah.
It's about give and take, right?
Yeah. Give and take.
If they think that
shares everything.
if they think that extraditing criminals and stuff from Hong Kong is worthwhile changing, what about adopting some of Hong Kong's theories and laws and stuff? Is it worth them losing some control over parts of Beijing potentially swap it for being able to extradite criminals from Hong Kong?
I don't know. The
I think that's something to
judicial
think about.
System, yeah. The judicial system is really very, very different.
Yeah. And I'm sure Beijing's not going to change their entire system there, their judicial system, to accommodate for Hong Kongers being extradited.
No way to. Yeah. There's no way for Beijing to compromise. I believe in this kind of stuff. There's no way that Beijing would compromise. So Hong Kongers have to ask for their rights.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we don't know the results yet.
Yep. Well, this has been a lovely podcast. Thanks so much for
Yeah.
talking with me, Vincent.
Thank you, Sado. Thank you for inviting me.
That's okay. It's been an interesting podcast. I think there's been some good points and stuff. I like the end result I got to of Beijing adopting Hong Kong legislation, but
We can talk about. We can have an imagine of that. But from my point of view, it will never happen.
yeah, no, that's completely fine. That's fair.
Yeah.
I understand. Anything else for you to say?
And, I think. Just again, I just want to. So that I want to say that it would be great for no hurt and no kill, and everyone keeps calm. I believe that's the most important
Yeah,
thing
definitely.
of this. So yeah, or not only in Beijing and Hong Kong, but also here in Utah. Just keep calm.
Yep.
And talk to visit each other. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Vincent.
Thank you, Shadow.
Well, I'll catch you guys later then.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.